Welcome to the Regina Rain Show, where we empower others to succeed along their journey. We have a very dynamic and interesting guest joining us all the way from British Columbia, Canada. Aryana Hudson is an author and founder of Blue Matrix Energetics, and she is here to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for joining us, Aryana.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm very, very happy to be here this morning.
Wow.
And I'm all yours. Ask away.
Okay, well, you have such an unique skill set and talents. When I read your background, I said, "Oh, wow, she is amazing." And so, but I know one of the questions that our viewers are probably wondering, what exactly is energetic healing? So,
Ah,
can
well,
you please define it?
a long time ago, I practiced Reiki. And the thing about Reiki was this mystical system that didn't really tell you how healing energy worked. And so I was just so stubborn to find a way to explain how healing energy works and how the consciousness actually produces the results of the healings and how that affects our body and how it affects our well-being. So basically, with the study of 20 years of energy science practices and techniques and different things that I studied, I came to an understanding about the flow of consciousness through the body in order to produce a heightened awareness, a heightened state of productivity, a heightened state of being awake and aware in our environment, to know exactly what is happening around us and how that affects the body and how that affects well-being. So it's been a very, very fascinating 20 years to enable all of the things that I studied to finally be put together and to be understood from my own experiences with Blue Matrix Energetics, where I've seen people spontaneously heal very, very quickly after learning. uh, it's been absolutely amazing results for many, many people. Many of my students stopped aging when they began to practice Blue Matrix Energetics for their own well-being. So it's just been fascinating.
Wow. I can believe that because you said, as far as the aging, because you said that you've been practicing this for 20 years and you only
Yes.
25.
No, I'm
So,
yes, well, I celebrate my birthday every year, age 30. And I stopped counting because if you do that, then you just stay 30. And it does. It's like it tells your brain that that is the age that is celebrated. And so it stops this aging mechanism. It's absolutely amazing.
wow,
Wow. I
wow.
have
That's
had no facelift or eye lift or anything. This is just my own, yes, from the 20 years of work. And
wow.
and I've seen it in other people who have studied also, because it's really quite in depth. Because in order to help the public to understand this, I did two things. I have my practice, Blue Matrix Energetics, and I have other instructors who also teach, who have learned from me, and practitioners. And I also did something very interesting. I wrote over 25 feature films that are for the Los Angeles market that have a very, very large array of different types of very highly engaging storylines, actions films, sci-fi films, comedies, dramas. I wrote all these different things. And I put a map of a sprinkle of the teachings through these movies so that people everywhere will have a chance to really awaken to various levels when they see each one of these movies. It's like a piece of the puzzle. So people will want to rent these movies. They'll want to, after wide release. And so, in addition to my Blue Matrix Energetics practice where I teach live, there's also going to be these films that I'm very, very excited about. And the beginning of this was my novel, which was Drums of the Winged Carrier 2020, which you contacted me about actually. So that was the first major published work that I wrote. And it was a question that came up for me was, my God, if you were to see the future changed and different, what would you do? And it's a huge question. It's a very, very huge question. I mean, you have to look at government, you have to look at education, you have to look at business, shopping, society, what is the architecture like? What is life like? So I basically wrote this novel and took this upon myself and had an astounding experience both doing remote view work, which I do very, very well. I can see into the future, and research on the latest technologies in order to put together this amazing, amazing story of eclectic characters, old sort of European style architecture combined with very, very, very new. And so it's just absolutely an amazing, amazing story. And so
Wow.
I continue to write the films as well, with that in
Oh,
mind as also.
okay. Well, actually, I that was going to be my next question about your book, which I think it's very clairvoyant. So you said you can see into the future. So one
Yes.
question I have, where do you think, because of the resurgence of technology, where do you think we're going to be as a society? Do you think that technology is going to enhance our lives, or do you think it's going to hurt our lives?
Technology, well, technology, I believe, always enhances life if it is especially mindful of our ecosystem. And you see windmills everywhere now, and you see all kinds of things, green cars. I mean, these green cars that I have seen, they have no tailpipe. They look like, Cadillacs, Lexuses, sports cars now, that you can basically just go and there's absolutely no emissions. So technology, I think, if it continues to go along towards a clean environment and things that our kids can be very excited about, it's very, very exciting, I believe. And I believe that, with the information highway that we have of communicating across the world and having, you can pick up a phone now, you can pick up a computer, we have all these devices now to communicate everywhere and get information across the planet very, very quickly. So, what we would like to do, I believe, is to continue to rejoice and to have the greatest experience for technologies that we have for betterment of the world.
Okay.
That's yeah. I mean, what else can you do? Hopefully, the old stuff that is creating problems, smog, and risks to our health will one day be obsolete. And that was also one of the reasons for the book was to highlight some of those.
Okay. So where can our viewers get a copy of your book, and when can we see some of your films?
Well, the book is available online through Star America Books and through most retailers. Amazon.com has it also, and Amazon.ca in Canada. So you can order it online. And some bookstores carry it as well. If they don't, you simply just ask them and they'll bring it in. So it's pretty much available everywhere.
Okay, wonderful. And what about your films?
My films are sitting in Los Angeles right now. They're being looked at by agents. And
Yay!
yes, and so the films are a very, very high caliber and very high quality. So we need to have the best people to be involved. And there's a lot of people actually in Los Angeles who study my work that I have through both my business network and so forth. So I believe that the films will be very, very successful. And so the people who studied the matrix energetics will be able to participate in having something really fun that they can go see and then they can rent and they can purchase copies and have something that's never been done before by energy science people to have something to study that uh, accentuates their work, and then other people who see the films might find the matrix energetics. So I teach live at the White Rock Hotel in British Columbia, and it's going to be just excellent continuing all this work.
Wonderful. Well, our studios are based in Los Angeles, so I'm
Yeah.
very excited to see some of your films on the silver and big screen.
Yes.
And so one last question here. How would you like to be remembered in regards to your legacy?
In regards to my legacy, I would like to be remembered as a phenomenal master who had grand experiences that most people have never experienced before. I've had teleportation experiences. I've had bilocation. I've had psychic remote view. I've had 20 years of doing healing work with people where I have seen inside the mechanism of the consciousness and where it gets stuck, where it awakens, what facilitates people to progress through certain things that I teach, and really to be remembered as a person who's a mother of two children, who, yes, I have a son and a daughter, very talented children, who cares very much about the future of our world and progress and evolution for all people who are participating. And I would like to be remembered for the gift of my writing to the world when the films are produced, when my book is enjoyed, and for the benevolence that I have when I'm teaching live in front of an audience. And I hope to visit Los Angeles one day too, perhaps teach. So, and meet some of the people in the film industry. So, I thank you very much, Regina, for this opportunity today. You're a very lovely hostess, and thank you so very much.
Well, you're quite welcome. And actually, one other quick question, because you said you teach in Canada. If someone in Los Angeles or other parts of the world, if they wanted to engage in your teaching, can is that something they can do via online or do?
Basically, yes, I
Okay.
do have VIP video to video conferencing also. So if people can't get to me live, and I'm not traveling to the area at the moment, then certainly they can do a person-to-person VIP conference, and just like this interview, actually, very similar, except we speak in complete privacy. It's not broadcast, of course, and they get to have a really great experience with me in person. So that is definitely available, and thank you for asking.
Okay, wow, well, that's just great. Well, we've enjoyed talking to you. You're such an inspiration and you're changing the world, enlightening the world, and we thank you for your gift and sharing your talents across the airwaves and
Oh,
online.
thank
And we're
you.
so excited for you, and we're looking forward to seeing your films. And thank you so much for joining us. And for our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates. Be loving, be of service, be enlightened.
Thank you.
All right.